Venmo app. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted. Thanks, big dog. Is that real? Is that even real? Can I get a fuck Cash App? I like your bit. I like your bit, Venmo app. I like that. I was gonna say something. Okay, since I'm pretty sure you're not John Venmo. I don't actually use Venmo. You know, people ask me all the time. They'll be like, you got Venmo or Cash App? And I'm like, no, I don't. And that's when I feel old. I never actually feel old in any other situation until they start asking me about all these methods of payment that aren't just cash or a credit card. Yeah, you got Zelle? I'm like, no, I don't. What the fuck are you talking about? I don't use any of those. Venmo closed my account too, so I sniped their handle. Let's fucking go! Yeah, fuck them, man. Well, that's the thing too, is like, they do shit like closing people's accounts, playing around with their money. If something happens, they like just eat your money half the time. I just don't trust like any of it. Even PayPal, I have PayPal, when any money hits my PayPal, I have it like auto dump into my account. I do not let them hold it, you know? And because I like have to use PayPal. I have to use something in order to use a lot of these online platforms that creators use. There are certain things I do not want to just hook my bank account up to, you know? Isn't Venmo just PayPal? They bought Venmo, but it's still a separate company. It's very much intertwined, but you know, it's its own thing still. But yeah, I don't know. There's like no way to interact with a lot of these online platforms that creators use without like one of these, you know? So I have PayPal. I've got a business one, you know, so it's hooked up to my business shit. And as soon as you could do it in your settings. You make it so that as soon as money hits it from anything, just have it like auto start processing the deposit. And that's how I do it. And you can hook it up so that, you know, a lot of people like to leave their money in PayPal because they're like, oh, then when I need to do a transaction, I press the button and the money's already in PayPal, so it just goes. And I'm like, it does that too if you just have a credit card or bank account hooked up to it anyway. Like, those transactions are still quick. There's no actual benefit to just leaving your shit in there. Plus, if it's not an account, it's not sitting there accruing. I know it's a small percent, but like, it's not accruing that money. Don't leave it in there. You're just like, what? You know? Or if you have a credit card that lets you get, you know, whatever percent back, blah, 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 then yeah, don't leave your money in PayPal at all. Just check out using it because you have to use some sort of processor, but then use a card, you know? Like, I don't know. I just feel like there's no benefit to leaving your money in PayPal. So whenever I see a creator be like, oh my God, or not just creators, anyone be like, oh my God, PayPal just locked my account and I just can't get my money now, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, it was like 40K. I'm looking at that and I'm like, what the fuck do you mean you were just leaving 40K in PayPal? like I feel for the person, and I think the system shouldn't be like that, but I'm still like, you're a fucking idiot if you left your money like that in there. You know what I mean? Like, I feel bad for this situation, but I also am like, you could have pressed a few buttons in your settings to let shit, you know, just auto transfer. Like, what? Yeah, it's not a bank. Right, you could have a high yield savings account. Maybe it's only 2%. Maybe you're up to 4%. You know, some of the good ones are like 3.5% right now, the savings accounts, if they just kind of like give you some interest back. It could have just been sitting there giving you a little free money the whole time. Instead, you left it in PayPal, so PayPal can put it in their own bank and they get that percent. That's so stupid. That's so dumb. Is there a transaction fee on PayPal? No, some companies in like accepting MasterCard. So there are, but depending on how you do it, it doesn't have to be actually like that. You gotta really read. On Patreon, only pay out to PayPal or other apps like that. Yeah, so if you let's look at it from the other end. If you were making a website, you wanted to make a Patreon clone. You wanted to make a, you know, you pay me site for creators. If you made that, then in order to start taking payments, you can't just magically take payments. You have to have a meeting with a company that will then let you pass big amounts of money through it. So you gotta have a meeting with Stripe, you gotta have a meeting with Tipalti, you gotta have a meeting with PayPal or whoever. And once you pick whichever service you're gonna go with as your payment processor, then you set that up. So a lot of these sites will only, you know, use like one payment processor because the whole thing you have to do to go set that up like multiple processors is not worth it at all. And oftentimes when you get a deal with one, they'll like give you much lower rates and stuff so that you're not, you're not like a small business paying, passing 5K through. You're like, no, I have a lot of creators. It's going to be a lot of money. They'll go, okay. And they'll cut you a good deal, right? You sign a contract and now they'll be like, okay, only use us though, right? So a lot of those payment processors, they don't leave you with a lot of options if you're the creator on that side trying to like take your money out. They pretty much all only work with like one or two others to hold money. And that's it. So it's either link up your bank directly or they'll put it in PayPal, because they almost every payment processor pretty much has a deal with PayPal that they'll take and send money through it. So that's why almost all of them use PayPal. And then some of them, PayPal is their payment processor in a way, or it's not even their payment processor. It's the service they'll use to send payments to the creators, to whoever they're holding money for the site. So yeah, if you're a Patreon clone, you might have like Stripe is your payment processor. So when people are signing up to someone's Patreon, they're swiping through Stripe, and then Patreon's holding your money. And then Patreon, when they go to pay the creator, they'll be like, yeah, we use Stripe. Stripe's holding your money. We will only send it to PayPal though, right? Or sometimes we will send it direct to a bank account. They give you like one or two options maybe, and that's really it. So, but they're all slightly different. So it's that's one of like the little annoying things for creators is just figuring out where the fuck to get that all sent to and how you want to handle it so that your info isn't being exposed everywhere. Like trying to be careful with that. Making sure you know when things are supposed to hit what accounts, you can check that actually hit it, and like it's not like hard, it's just a lot of little time consuming checks you gotta make. I only want to be paid in cash, and I want someone to discreetly give it to me in a manila envelope on a park bench. When I was younger, a lot of the work I did to like pay for school and stuff, I would get paid in cash. It was so nice. Oh, it was so nice being able to just get paid in cash for everything. That shit was awesome. That shit was the best. That's why a lot of people working as servers or as bartenders are like doing pretty all right, because it depends on who you work for. But if you get cash tips, oh, if you guys piss me off enough, I'm gonna go become a crypto streamer. All right, so be careful. Watch the fuck out. Watch the fuck out. I'm gonna go hit the slots every day while I podcast to you.